Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. began in the same world, in the same gyms, chasing the same dream. But the paths that brought them to this inflection point could not be more different. The world has witnessed the incredible rise of Tank Davis. Prodigy turned champion, turned super...
10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good, keep the head. Roll under the bed. Good job.
Right. This is scary. Gervonta "Tank" Davis is working on his versatility. We already know he has that ultimate equalizer, that special God-gifted one-punch knockout power. But he also can box. Gervonta "Tank" Davis, he's very durable, has a chin, never seen him visibly hurt. Gervonta "Tank" Davis also has great footwork.
Prime Video has just released the highly anticipated second episode of Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach. Gloves off. The two fighters are...
This drive, their willingness to leave everything in the ring, will be exactly what makes this fight unforgettable.
I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of. There's a reason why I'm here.
Lamont Roach, you and your people was up slamming.
Because in boxing, greatness isn't just measured by where you start. It is defined by how you finish.
We in it to win it.
Let's fight as the underdog.
Come on now, of course. But the only thing that's gonna matter is when we get in the ring. If you ain't on your A game, if you ain't focused,
Trying to hear that.
I'm telling you right now, you better tighten up. Because if you don't, my mother, I'm gonna make it look like a cakewalk.
Now, I promise you, on my mother, you better leave the females home and the kids. On my mother.
This new episode really stepped things up compared to the first one. Fans got an even better look at how both men are getting ready for their rematch. Gervonta Davis was seen smashing the punching bag with lightning-fast speed, while his coach held the pads for him to unload powerful combinations. He also spent...
Lamont Roach Jr. has taken a different path.
That's right.
His tenacity is evident in every fight, but even more so in the long arc of his career, where he has scrapped and fought to earn the right not to be overlooked.
I'm really him. I bring any type of smoke to anything in my way. I am him in that ring.
The contrasts are evident and clear. But what makes these men
The main thing everyone noticed from this training video, it was all about speed. Davis looked unbelievably fast. And when you mix that with the knockout power of an undefeated fighter like him, it spells big trouble for Roach. People in Davis's camp still believe Roach only made it through their first fight because he managed to see most of Davis's punches coming. If he hadn't, they say he would have hit the canvas like the 28 other fighters Tank has knocked out. The training videos sent fans into a frenzy online, pulling in thousands of likes.
Many years ago, legendary champion Marvin Hagler remarked that it's hard to get up and do road work at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. In other words, when you're hungry, when you're chasing something, the grind comes naturally. But once you're comfortable, that fire can fade.
After his strength exercises, Davis moved on to more pad work and hit the heavy bag to test his punching power. Then he jumped into the ring for a sparring session with an unnamed partner before taking a short break. Later that day, a post on X showed Davis pounding the heavy bag for a solid hour without slowing down. It's the kind of dedication and skill that showed... There's no question that Gervonta Davis is a true world champion. but watching him in training, you have to respect the raw power, speed, and mental.
Bro, it's just my pride. Some people be made for it, some people don't. He's not going to win. You better be ready.
The episode also showed Davis stretching, doing strength work, and knocking out push-ups. Some folks have been saying lately that he's been slacking, especially after mentioning retirement. But with all that retirement talk behind him now, Tank Davis knows there's no room for slip-ups as he prepares to face the only man who has blemished his...
That lawnmower, that's it. Start that.
I made a decision.
After finishing his strength routines, the champ was right back on the pads and heavy bag, firing off power punches. He followed that up with more sparring with a mystery partner and then took a quick break. Later, fans spotted a post on X showing Davis hammering away at the heavy bag nonstop for an hour. That kind of grit and focus is exactly... Davis's championship status is already solid, but his current form deserves serious attention. He looks sharp, dangerous, and fully focused. Pretty soon, Lamont Roach might find himself on the wrong end of those punches. Roach has been talking a big game, but now it's time for him to back it up in a ring. He's going up against Gervonta Tank Davis, one of the most feared men in the lightweight division. Davis recently showed off his impressive shape in a new photo, looking like he's nearing his prime. Retirement? Doesn't look like it.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. Take deep breath when you want. Take deep breath. Right. Take deep breath.
That's exactly what the fans noticed too. Many now believe Davis isn't retiring anytime soon with the way he's been training. One fan posted, "And you still believe he's retiring? He's clearly all in." Another wrote, "Didn't people say he was out of shape? Said he was lazy and gained weight between fights? Look at him now, he means business." Someone else added, "He looks incredible. Roach better be ready for war. No way Davis is stepping away from boxing now." Another fan chimed in, "He still needs to fight Vasily Lomachenko and Keyshawn Davis. He's not leaving boxing looking this sharp." But not every fan was impressed. One person joked, "All that hard work just to flatten a guy who never stood a chance to begin with." It raises the question, if Davis beats Roach again, who's next? Roach, on the other hand, had plenty to say. "I've worked my tail off for this," Roach declared. "If he's talking about retirement, I'm the one who's going to send him packing." Roach also said, "People keep counting me out, but I love proving them wrong and proving myself right even more." He made it crystal clear how much this fight means to him, calling it the biggest fight of the year and the first step in building his legacy. After this, he plans to go after another world champion.
That lawnmower, that's it. Start that.
I made the decision of training DC because, I haven't been in the coldness in a minute. I haven't even trained in the coldness.
"I'm ready to show the world I'm the best," Roach declared. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis has left boxing fans speechless with his intense training clips ahead of his rematch with Roach. The experts have already made their predictions, and most of them are backing Davis. Even legendary boxing commentator Jim Lampley has weighed in. After watching Davis's latest training footage, Lampley confidently said that Tank will walk away with his 31st career win and his 29th knockout when he defends his WBA lightweight belt against Lamont Roach Jr. this.
And if he doesn't win it, then it's exactly what I thought it was, which is another event in the ongoing, very successful career of a unique fighter. And I think that Tank Davis is a unique fighter because of his precision.
Despite all the attention on Davis, Lamont Roach Jr. has stayed focused and upbeat. According to Lampley, Roach knows exactly what Tank Davis brings to the table: the speed, the precision, and the knockout power at 135 pounds. Roach says he's fired up to finally chase his dream of becoming a boxing legend. He also understands that pulling off an upset would earn him huge respect and even bigger paydays. Lampley admitted Roach did better than expected in their first fight, but in his opinion, Roach...
And if he doesn't win it, then it's exactly what I thought it was, which is another event in the ongoing, very successful career of a unique fighter. And I think that Tank Davis is a unique fighter because of his precision, the style in which he fights, and the level of power that he's able to apply, particularly with the left hand.
Gotcha.
But what he still hasn't done is explain exactly how he plans to deal with the challenge that has left so many opponents flat on the canvas and turned Tank Davis into one of boxing's fastest rising stars. Lampley remains seriously impressed with Davis, especially after his latest showing. And it's not just the crushing punches from the 30-year-old Baltimore...
Being so overwhelmed by what I saw that I compared him openly in the chat and here on Media Row to a young Roberto Duran.
Wow.
My good friend Dan Rayfield pointed out to me, quote, he's 29 years old, he hasn't...
Even if you took away that scary knockout power, Tank would still be seen as one of the best in the lightweight division, thanks to his smart approach in the ring, his edge as a southpaw, sharp footwork, and that fearless, aggressive attitude, Lampley pointed out. But it's his raw, fight-ending power that truly separates him from the rest. He doesn't just beat guys, he wipes them out, leaving fans in shock. Like a hunter stalking his prey, he waits, patiently counterpunches with perfect timing, then suddenly unloads with explosive shots to end it. His knockouts are brutal, reminding everyone of the early days of Mike Tyson. Davis might be far from a rookie now, but he's still...
Body. There's no way in the world you should be comparing him to Duran. But I was thinking of the spectacular punching power for a 135-pound fighter, the comfortable will to violence, the ability to apply the violence the way he did. And it was an impressive show. I agree.
The 29-year-old from Washington, D.C., is the current WBA junior lightweight champion. Since losing a title shot to Jamal Herring by unanimous decision in 2019, Roach has bounced back with 6 straight wins. That defeat to Herring was seen as a real blow at the time. But Roach says he's grown since then, and that showed in his first fight with Gervonta Davis. Still, Lampley doesn't think the outcome in August will be...
He has not fought the kind of opposition at this point in his career that Duran had fought at age 29, so I was a little bit overboard.
You know, we acknowledged his talent beforehand about the combination of speed and power, but I asked you, is he...
Lampley admitted that Roach has solid skills and good experience in the ring. But when I asked the sharpest boxing reporter I know what shot Roach has this time around, he said it's about as likely as a caterpillar making it across a busy road without getting crushed. That was Lampley's opinion before the first fight. But now, after watching that match, he believes Tank will show up for the rematch even more determined and even more...
Right. This is scary. Gervonta Tank Davis is working on his versatility. We already know he has that ultimate equalizer, that special God-gifted one-punch knockout power. But he also can box. Gervonta Tank Davis, he's very durable, has a chin, never seen him visibly hurt. Gervonta Tank Davis also has great footwork.
Lampley sees Davis finishing the job with a TKO somewhere around the middle rounds. After that, possible big fights with Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn Davis could be next, both of them seen as tougher opponents than Roach. Even Tank's longtime rival Claressa Shields had to admit how sharp Davis has looked in training. I think Lamont Roach did well in that fight. If he'd been more aggressive, I think he could have won clearly by unanimous decision, Shield said. But he held back a little. Now that he knows he can take Tank's punches, I believe Lamont will be even better this time. He's going to absorb the shots, throw them right back, and this time
I think he would be better, and even a better fighter if he went and did therapy like ASAP. Because I can just tell like he's a little sad, he's a little depressed, even before this fight, you know. So I think it'd be a better fight. I think that Lamont has the mental edge. I think anybody right now would have the mental edge over Tank, because to me he just needs to take some serious time to, like, you know, deal with whatever he's having to deal with. Nobody knows what.
Even though she's leaning toward Roach, putting on a strong performance in the rematch, she didn't overlook Tank's power or skills. Her take on
real quick to Tank and Lamont Roach. Is that the right opponent for Tank?
I don't know why everybody is kind of sleeping on Lamont, but he has a decorated amateur career too. He's a very sturdy kid. He's very skilled. You know, Tank is Tank. You know, and when I say Tank is Tank, I mean like he's a bad man. He can fight. He's tough. I know we had our dispute back and forth or whatever, but at the end of the day, if we talk about just boxing.
Hey, absolutely.
I don't get why people keep doubting Lamont. Shields added, he's got an impressive amateur background. He's tough, he's got skills. But Tank is Tank. And by that, I mean he's a serious problem. He's dangerous, he knows how to fight. Of course, no one expected Claressa Shields to completely set aside her old rivalry with Tank. That's why she added, yeah, me and Tank have had our arguments and all that, but when it comes to pure boxing skills, Tank is a top-level fighter. I'll definitely be tuning in for that fight. When asked if the fight is worth paying for on pay-per-view, she replied, I bought every Tank fight on pay-per-view, and I think Lamont Roach deserves to be watched. This fight's going to be all about skills, strategy, and of course, Tank's power is going to be on full display.
And I look forward to watching that fight.
Is this a pay-per-view fight though? Would you buy it? Are you gonna buy it?
I love any fight that Tank has to have pay-per-view. And I think that Lamont Roach is worth watching. I think that this fight is going to be very technical, very, very, very skillful. And as always, we're going to see the power of Tank on display.
Absolutely. And Lamont Roach, do you have a relationship with him?
I know him from the amateurs too.
Okay.
He's cool.
The training clips of Tank showed him moving with ridiculous speed, quicker than we've ever seen him before. And as every fighter knows, it's the punch you don't see that does the most damage. One person who shared his opinion was Terrence Crawford. While most of what he said was positive, Crawford couldn't resist throwing a little shade at Davis. He didn't mention any names, but everyone on
if you can punch, you can punch.
Okay.
You know, it may not have the same effect that it did on a smaller guy, on a bigger guy, but if you sharp, you sharp.
I hope Lamont's ready for the serious work that's going on over there. It's wild. No cap, Crawford posted. He admitted both Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis are highly skilled fighters with strong ring IQ. Roach's biggest advantage? That rock-solid chin. It helped him survive Tank's hardest punches in their first meeting without showing much effect.
We'll go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same. And that's what people getting messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight. A whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled him. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. Just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
Tank's usual plan of relying on knockout power may not be enough this time. If he wants the win, he'll need to be smart and come up with another way to get the job done. Lamont Roach isn't the type to fold after one punch. He's proven that. In fact, during their first fight, Roach even caught Tank clean with a hook. Lamont likes to stand his ground right in the heat of battle. That style could give Tank real problems, especially since Tank's used to guys trying to avoid his punches.
When you lock up, is he strong? Too small. Tell that man too small, bro. Y'all in the same weight class.
I mean, that's a new weight class for me. A new weight class for me.
That's what I'm saying. That night y'all was in the same weight class. And you still feel like he too small?
I think he was too small.
Dang.
I'm just calling a spade. No disrespect, no nothing. He's just too small. I've been in there with some big guys.
There's plenty to look forward to with this rematch. And the face-off is just the start of the build-up for August. After one of the most debated fights in recent boxing, when Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. fought to a controversial majority draw on March 1st, the whole boxing world has been waiting for them to settle the score and end.
Tank want a rematch. Do you let me know now? Do you want to fight Tank again? He said he open to do a rematch. Do you want to fight Tank
100%.
again?
It's only a matter of time. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight again. It's just whenever the fight gonna happen.
So it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Okay. They say they want it in New York again. Do you want to fight again in the Barclays Center?
I wouldn't mind, but I'd love for it to be in DC.
Okay, cool.
I love for it to be in DC.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we take it?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's gonna be soon. I'm hoping it's gonna be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.